So on this video, we're going to continue the project of, well, my winter project. I'm going to go further than this. We have lots of things to do in this car. So one of the things is rebuilding the control arms, which I removed. Come on! Got it! There we go. That's one control arm. Okay, there we go. The next thing we're going to do is remove the cross member right there. We're going to remove that, so that way when it comes to removing the turbo, which is over there, I'll have much more access and it'll be a lot easier. See right away that there are 4 bolts that hold the cross member to the frame of the car. 2 like this right here on both sides. However, the steering assembly and the axles are also bolted to this as well, here and there. I'm pretty sure that's the only places where they're bolted together. So in order to remove the cross member, first we need to disconnect those 2 bits. Those are 17 millimeters, I think. And then we can actually unbolt the cross member and drop it from the car. So these are actually 13 millimeter bolts. Something I haven't used in a very long time. I'm going to make sure to retain both the bolts and washers because you never know if these parts are no longer available or if they can just be replaced by your typical hardware store parts. Or they can just be cleaned up. You never know. Could be a easily gone hardware part, maybe. It's not focusing. It's not focusing. Okay, whatever. That. Oh, now it focuses. Okay, good. Okay, that one's still sort of in there. Hold on. Ow. It would be nice with a camera crew or something. Okay, come on. Okay, so you can see that the axles, which are connected to the knuckle here, by this axle here, I mean, you can see it by the tie rod. It's now connected, so this is now disconnected from the cross member. So now we can actually remove it. Oh my, everything's fine. I actually have no idea how heavy this is, so I might be eating those words in a minute. Oh my. Hold on. Wait, it's, oh, jeez. Something is attached to it, though. What is this? There's a clip. Hold on. If I can just... There we go. There you go. Oh, sorry. There you go. That is the cross member out of the car. Sweet. Okay, now I can completely explain what's going on underneath the car. The part of my winter project is to remove the oil pan so I can replace its gasket. As you can see, it's leaking oil. Another thing that's going on is my turbo is leaking oil as well from one of the seals. So having removed the cross member and the control arms, which need to be rebuilt and repainted anyways, I can now comfortably drop the turbo from the car and fix that seal so that, well, I'm no longer leaking oil. As the oil line that's leaking right now is actually the main feed line to the turbo, and these early turbocharged cars, discounting the 944 turbo, are all oil cooled. They're not water and oil cooled, so they desperately need oil to maintain, or to, will have a long lifespan. For these cars, usually their lifespan was about, say, 50,000 miles. So the fact that mine's still running smoothly and not burning oil at 52,000 miles is nothing short of a miracle. That said, it's still leaking oil, and that needs to be taken care of. So now that I have easier access to the turbo and other things that are leaking oil, the overall goal for this winter is to, as I said, replace the oil pan gasket, replace the leaking turbo seals, rebuild both control arms and bushings, if you will. We have an exhaust rattle you've heard in other videos where I was showing off how it sounds. Replace some of the rear rubber in the suspension, replace the shocks, the ball joints up front. This is kind of disorganized, but work with me on this. And anything else that may or may not be wrong while I'm underneath here that I haven't found yet. So, this is the start of the project, and I'll try to keep you guys informed as I go. I guess thanks for watching this kind of reloaded 931 Life episode, and hope to see you guys soon. So, yep. You guys have a good one. Sorry you guys were looking at the axle boot for the whole time. I didn't mean that. That was an accident.